You know the saying when it comes to Nintendo rumors. Don't believe it unless it's Nintendo or Nate the Hate. Yeah, Nate the Hate has been kind of like that go-to now. Once he says something is coming, it's happening. He's been 100% correct this entire year with everything. And everybody has been hearing rumors of a Nintendo Direct apparently coming the second week of September. But of course, we were still holding out for that one tweet, obviously from Nate the Hate. And of course, he tweeted out today. About an hour ago, he stated, yes, there is a Nintendo Direct in September, when the second week of the month, and he even points out it's going to be on the latter half of that week, and it's going to be around September 11th or the 12th. Now, this matches up pretty much perfectly with everybody else that's been talking about this thing, because our first source to actually bring this up weeks ago was Switchforce, the YouTuber, who actually perfectly correctly guessed or predicted or knew the indie world that came before it, and he pretty much just took to Twitter and said Nintendo tried to phone an emergency about the missing Switch 2 games, but they accidentally dialed 912, and came out later on that day and even confirmed that yes, there's going to be a Direct on Friday, September 12th, and he already said it was going to be a weird day, weirder than normal. What makes things a little more interesting is Attack the Backlog and Nash Weedle both had sources telling them that there was a September Direct, and it wasn't the first week, and it wasn't the last week of September. And Nash Weedle goes even further to say that it was going to be the second week of September, and that there would also be two other Nintendo Directs, a Mario 40th and a Metroid Prime 4 Direct. So it seems like everybody either has the same source, or a lot of the sources are pretty much in network and have something right. I don't know, but clearly everyone has been pretty spot on this time, which is pretty new because normally there's like a bunch of different dates floating out there, but everybody was pointing towards the second week of September, with Switchforce obviously knowing the date being Friday, and it seems like now we have Nate the Hate confirming either Thursday or Friday. So that's crazy. A Friday Nintendo Direct is definitely strange, and the question is, why would Nintendo want to have a general Nintendo Direct on Friday? Like, why wouldn't they just have it a little earlier, or maybe a little later, like the following week? Well, I have a theory, and I could be wrong, but I pretty much slated out a calendar view as to what we can expect. So, right now, it's pretty much confirmed now. Everybody but Nintendo has confirmed that there's going to be a general Nintendo Direct that second week of September, and it's looking like it's going to be on Friday the 12th. Now, with that said, that then leaves two more Directs, a Metroid Prime 4 Direct and a Mario 40th Direct. Now, I placed these two Directs as followed: a Mario Direct the first week, then that Nintendo General Direct, and then you can have a Metroid specific Direct the third week. But when I think about this, at least in my head, if there's going to be a Mario 40th Direct, it kind of has to be next week, the first week of September. I can't see them going into the last week of September past the actual anniversary date, which, if you didn't know, the actual Mario 40th anniversary day is Saturday the 13th. But that Nintendo Direct being on Friday, just a day before, is making me wonder. Is there a reason why Nintendo wanted to hurry up and squeeze out a General Direct that Friday before moving on to that Saturday? Is it because Nintendo has something very special for Mario? I'm coping! But no, seriously, why would Nintendo have to have a General Direct on a Friday? Why Friday? Is it very important of a Direct? Like, is this going to be like the second Switch 2 Direct, where it's just like a big blowout of huge games coming at the beginning of next year and stuff, and, you know, all the release dates and just everything we could possibly need? I don't know. It's weird. For some weird reason, it just feels like Nintendo is in like this time slot for that week. Like, it has to be the second week of September. Like, no other date works, and it has to hurry up and be before that week is over, as if something else is happening that week too. I don't know. It's like they're in a rush, and like it has to happen Friday. Like, they squeeze it in just perfectly for it to fit on Friday. And of course, with the next day being Mario's 40th anniversary date, come on. Now, I will say, if Nintendo is just having a General Direct, I'm not 100% expecting 3D Mario, just because I've been let down time and time again. And in fact, I only made a bet if there is going to be a Mario Direct. If there's a Mario Direct and we don't actually get that 3D Mario reveal, then I lose the bet. I gotta dress up as Mario and eat a plate of spaghetti and say I'm sorry and never talk about 3D Mario again until the game is actually shown off. But once again, I feel like it has to happen if there's a Direct, because what else would they talk about? I mean, we have all these classic games. The only one would be like Galaxy 2, maybe some spin-offs, like, maybe another Mario sports game, the Mario Movie 2 talk. But I feel like for Mario's 40th, it has to have something to do with the 3D Mario game. Like, it's been 8 years since Odyssey. It's the first year of your brand new Switch 2 console. People are begging for 3D Mario. You haven't said or shown off anything about this game. We got to know about it. You know what I mean? Like, let us know. I'm sure it's coming at least next year, right? At the earliest and latest at the same time. I feel like next year it kind of has to release. But yes, to also give you guys some kind of reference point, for Mario's 35th back in 2020, the Direct actually aired on September 3rd, which was a Thursday. Now, this was at the very beginning of the month, the first week, and I'm kind of thinking they would do the same thing if there is going to be a Mario's 40th Direct. Like I said, I'm now like 97, 98% sure that there is going to be a general Direct this month. So does Nintendo have 3 Directs? I mean, do they even have 2 Directs? I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't need a Mario Direct. If they just had a big 3D Mario reveal at the end of the general, I think that's enough for any Mario fan. Like, I don't think we need really anything else. Like, a sports game would be cool, like a new Mario baseball and some movie information, but that could come whenever. Like, a new 3D Mario reveal would be everything to fans. So, like, that's a big enough 40th anniversary surprise we could ever want. And I know a lot of you want a Mario's 40th anniversary Direct. Trust me, I know. I would too. It would be great. It'd be awesome and filled with Mario goodness, because there's still other things that they could show off. Maybe it's time for Mario Maker 3, or maybe it's time for a spin-off like the next Luigi's Mansion, or maybe something like Mario Kart World updates and stuff that they want to share. So there's a lot of Mario things that they could show off outside of a 3D Mario game. But at the same time, I'm greedy. I don't care. I can admit it. I just want the 3D Mario game. So I think in my perfect world, it would just be a general Direct on the second week, end with a 3D Mario, and then the next week it would be a Metroid Prime 4 Direct that was already announced maybe in the middle of the general Direct. So that way we can have pretty much a little bit of everything. With tomorrow already being September, we still don't know anything about Metroid Prime 4. I mean, we've gotten like one small gameplay focused in like the very beginning of the game through treehouse events and demos. But we haven't really gotten a big cinematic trailer or something really showing us the rest of the game, diving deep into this game, getting fans hyped. They didn't even really start the marketing cycle. We don't have a release date. It's still planned to release this year, I guess. What's going on? Like I said, with September being, tomorrow, they're going to have to cover this game quick if it's going to come out in like October or November, which Kirby's already coming out in November. I don't see that happening. Unless it's like a December release. Who knows? I don't know. But either way, it does look like it's all but confirmed from Nintendo now that we are going to be getting a general Nintendo Direct that second week of September and around Thursday or Friday, with it looking like Friday. So let me know in the comments down below. Does this make you super excited? We got tons of reliable sources talking about this thing now. Does it make you kind of worried that we might not get a Mario Direct because there's really been no word about it yet? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, next week we'll find out if there's any other shows this month, because if there's nothing next week, I think that's a pretty clear indicator that we might not be getting a Mario Direct then. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.